The final hearing in former South Korean President Yoon Yeol's trial just wrapped up after a marathon 12-hour session in Seoul. Prosecutors argue that Yoon was behind a plan to suspend parliament, impose martial law in late 2024, and order troops to block lawmakers from voting it down. Yoon denies the charges, saying that he acted within his presidential authority, enacting martial law to break a legislative deadlock that he says was harming national security to the benefit of pro-North Korea forces. If convicted, Yoon could face a life sentence or even the death penalty, though South Korea hasn't carried out an execution in decades. Supporters of Yoon rallied outside the courthouse, calling the trial rushed and politically motivated.
I think this is a time when we must show our support for President Yoon Yeol and raise our voices to say that the insurrection should be found not guilty.
I believe everything has been rushed since the impeachment trial. I am watching with a prayerful heart. But to be honest, I don't have high expectations.
Meanwhile, attention shifting to the current president, Lee Jae Myung, who's on the other end of the political spectrum. Lee's been working to crack down on what he calls hate speech and disinformation. His administration shut down anti-Chinese Communist Party protests last year. These protests erupted after Lee was elected, with concern of him taking a softer stance against the CCP than the former president.
And what Yi was referring to there is essentially speech against China. People on the streets say CCP out, and they consider that to be hate speech. Now, you can say the worst things about the United States on the streets of Korea, and they won't let you, they'll let you go. So demonstrations against the United States are permitted. Demonstrations against China are not.
As for former President Yoon, the court's expected to rule on his case next month. Reporting by Jack Bradley, NTD News.